everyone. It is Wednesday the 20th of March. How are you tonight? What are you and you, but especially you, grateful for this evening? Tell me about it. That is what I want to know. That is what I want to know. Whew. Feel like I'm about to sneeze. I don't know if that's going to happen. Fair warning. Fair warning. Tonight on this 20th of oops, that's too much noise. Fix the sound there, Neil. You don't want to hear me twice. You don't want to hear me coming through twice. What is happening in your world tonight? I have missed you all. Hey, Carrie, how are you? It is great to have you here live tonight. How are things in Florida? I am back not in Florida. I am back not in Florida. It was great to be in Florida, but I am not in Florida anymore. I'm trying to fix this a little bit. See if I can get this focused a little better. Not so. I have not figured out my new phone setup here. My camera's here. Hey, Rachel, how are you? How are you tonight? Hope all is well with you. Thanks for joining us live tonight on our Wednesday Night Live. We got a few things to talk about tonight. We got a few things to talk about. That we do. There are a few things to talk about tonight. I feel like I have a million things, but I am going to I'm gonna narrow it down to two-ish. Two-ish, is that a thing? Two-ish is a real number. It is tonight because it has been a little bit while I've been on the road. So I have been traversing Florida, the Bahamas. Bahamas? Yeah, I've been around a little bit. So a little bit of work, a little bit of play the last week and a half. Actually, a lot of work and a little bit of play. A lot of work and little bit of play. But it has been good to be on the road. It has been good to get around a little bit of the country is in Virginia and Florida and the Bahamas. So it is great to be back here with you all and be live here tonight. So I am excited about that and excited to be here. Where is my thing going here? Boom. Let's get started with. I got to turn to the right date here. It's all discombobulated because I have been away. So let's start with a year of positive thinking. Our book from April here, our year of positive thinking, and we are on March 20th. March 20th. Don't be afraid to stand out. There'll always be a certain expectation of those who do things differently. Different is often misunderstood, but don't be afraid of that. That divergent is where glory resides. Graciously learn from others, but don't become them. Unless you've built the box, don't try to squeeze into it. It wasn't made to fit you. Allow your wild spirit to boldly flourish. Don't waste your magic by trying to be just like everyone else. There you go. There you go, people. You be you in all your units. That is what that is saying. That is what that is saying. So, but I wanted to get started tonight with reflection. So last time we were looking forward. The last time we met. So recap just slightly. We were looking forward. We were looking at the next step you were taking. We were looking at how you're going to grow this year and what steps you are going to concrete steps you are taking to grow yourself and to grow your business because when you grow your business grows when you grow your business grows. Hello, April. It is great to have you here live. Great to have you here live tonight. I have missed you. Great to have you here. So we were talking about growth. And it is important that we grow personally, professionally, and our businesses will grow and follow that. When we grow, when we allow ourselves to grow and we gain knowledge, all of that happens. It just does. Whenever you work on you, the best investment you can always make is in yourself and in your own education. And just by being here, you're working on you. Okay, you're working on your business. You're working on community. Um, you are working yourself forward. Hey, everybody, we are broadcasting tonight on both Facebook and YouTube. We're live on both. If you have any problems with Facebook, hop on over to YouTube. I am right there. I am right there. So that is what we talked about in working yourself forward and taking your next step. Again, much like today's Year of Positive Thinking message, work on your box, not somebody else's box. So often we get caught up in the working on somebody else and what somebody else is doing, feeling, being, what you think they are, or what you think is happening with them. And before we can move further forward tonight, I need to take a look backward because it is 4 years and 3 days, 4 years, 3 days since we started this show on a regular basis. We went for over 600 nights straight 4 years ago. 4 years ago, we started doing this live at the beginning of the pandemic, March 17th. We were on some days before that as the pandemic uh, started to filter into our lives, but we went straight from March 17th, 2020 to November of 2021. We went continuously every night at more eight than ish, and well, the first few nights were at any just random time that I had time to come on, and then you guys came up with the more eight than ish part. You guys created that, and so we are 4 years of being together and creating community. 4 years, okay, that is a lot of Neil. That is a lot of Neil. And we've had several different sets during that. We need to work on a new set now. We're actually working on a new set now. But we have had many different sets from my fireplace in my living room to we had that one room where Nana would just walk into the video all the time, and we had all sorts of things, all sorts of different places until they locked me away in this room. Hey, Kelly, how are you tonight? But I mentioned this not to toot that was a lot of Neil, not to toot that that's where the beginnings of this all were and building a better business. But I want you to reflect. I want you to look back, okay, at where you were 4 years ago. Okay, where your business was 4 years ago, where you were personally, where you were professionally, where your business was. Because it is so important to not only, I tell you never look at the whole staircase up, okay? But it is okay to look back and see how far you've come, okay, and to see the journey you have taken. And it has been quite an amazing journey for y'all. Okay, it has been freaking amazing when you look back and see where you have come from where you were 4 years ago. It is very, very special what you have accomplished. It is incredibly special what you've accomplished. And all the adversity you faced during that time, all the uncertainty, um, and everything that comes with it. Okay, and so you need to take a moment, take a breath, and reflect on that because it is important to see how far you have come, to see all that you have done. There were no straight lines. There were no straight lines. I mean, shoot, at this point on the 20th, so many of you, we that was when we just thought, hey, we're closing for 2 weeks. We get a 2 week vacation. Okay, that was back then. Was there was no straight line, And there's never really a straight line. So I'm glad you mentioned it that way. Hey, Angie, how are you tonight? There's never a straight line. Okay. Success doesn't have a straight line. It's not from here to here. Okay. That's not the route. Okay. That is never the route that you can take. There is a point A and a point B, and these are great points because in business, the thing that people get lost on, and looking back at the pandemic, especially those early days when we had no idea when this was going to end, when we had no idea when you'd be allowed to reopen, we had no idea, okay, was one, to control what you can control, and two, that there's no finish line. You didn't have a finish line then. You didn't know that everything was going to be back to normal on this day. The ones that had the hardest problem in that first year, the ones that didn't make it, were the ones that kept on thinking, okay, everything's going to be fine April 1st. Everything's going to be fine May 1st. Everything's going to be fine June 1st. Everything will be back to normal by certainly September. Everything will be normal. And the people that so sold themselves that, okay, were the ones that struggled the hardest because they looked at that as a finish line. Okay, in business there is no finish line. So as we move forward today, there is no finish line. And I've had several of you reach out because this store sold or that store is closing, and what's going on in the industry. And some people are tired, and that's okay. I get it. Okay, I get it. Business is not for the faint of heart. But this is not a marathon. It's a marathon, but it's not a marathon that you run through and you get a clicker tape and you cross through and you say, "Woohoo! I won it! Business! I'm a business. I won!" Every day is an opportunity to win. Every day is a step forward for you. Every day it is a step. Okay, and sometimes you have to go backwards to move forward. Sometimes you get a step backwards to move forward. You got to remember that when you take a step, okay, when you take a step, okay, your fitness tracker, whichever one you're using, whether you take a step forward or you take a step backward, still counts that as a step. Think about that for a minute. Your fitness tracker, and so many of you look at them, whether you have a Fit or you're using your Apple Health or your Apple Watch or your Aura Ring, whatever you're using, okay, to track your fitness. If you take a step forward or you take a step backwards, it's and you have to remember that. You have to remember that because that's the journey of business. There's going to be times where you take a step back. Whoa, I need to take a step back, myself, so I can take 5 steps forward. Okay, that is part of this journey. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not for the faint of heart. Okay, and thank you, Kelly. It is. It's not just an analogy. It's true. Okay, it's true. You can test me on it. Go get your fitness tracker. Take it for a test fit. And the same is true in business. Okay, these steps count. Okay, sometimes you do have to take a step back and say, "Oh my God, what did I just do?" Okay, and you look back at it and you're like, duh, V8 moment here. V8 moment, for those of you old enough to know what a V8 moment is, okay, and then you can gather your things and move forward. And it's okay. It's okay to take a break. You need a break. Okay, you need breaks from your business. You need to be able to do that. Part of how you take a break from business, okay, because your business needs to be there to serve your customers, okay? Your customers bring you these, okay? Okay. This is your reward. Okay. This is them saying, I appreciate you. When they bring you money and they buy your goods or service, whatever you're selling, doesn't matter whether you're selling shoes, you're selling furniture, you're selling purses, you're selling clothing, it does not matter. When they give you this, they say, you know what? You're doing a good job. I appreciate you. That is what they are saying. Okay. Because if they didn't, they could buy whatever it is you're. somebody else. There'll always have it. There'll always be somebody down the street. Okay, they choose you. They choose you. But creating an environment where you have a life, okay, where you get to live a life of excellence is about surrounding yourself with people. Center of influence, showing up to this is surrounding yourself with people. Okay, but it is surrounding yourself with the people in your immediate. Okay, and building it. Even if you have no one, you have no. Okay, building that so that you can be around. Okay, you have to be there for every minute of every day, for every transaction. Your essence could be there. The way you do things can be there. Creating the systems and processes in your business, okay, so that that your business runs on rails, okay, so that your business runs like McDonald's, okay. I can go into any McDonald's anywhere, okay, and the fries will be cooked almost identical. The burger will be cooked almost identical, and we could argue about whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, a McDonald's burger, and that is not the thing, but but the way it would be prepared would be the same, and that is what your business needs, and that's not creating robots in your store. Okay, that's creating consistency in meeting your customers' needs. That is not doesn't take the soul out of your store. In fact, it puts your soul in the store because it is creating things your way. Okay, having your systems be about the role within your business. Okay, and not the person. So often we get stuck on, well, Sally does things this way and Susie does this. It's not about Sally or Susie. Okay, it is about the systems within your business and creating that. Okay, that is a key part of growth. Okay, a key part of being able to handle the inventory flow that you need, because one of the biggest problems stores are having, that continues to be, is when they get tired they stop taking enough inventory. Okay, they slow down on intake, okay, which doesn't feed the outtake. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. I see it constantly. There's not enough inventory to meet your sales goals. Okay. And creating the system and enough inventory so that you can meet your sales goal is critical. Is critical to your growth. Okay. Having the systems in place so it isn't about you. So you aren't that important. So you can take a month off. Okay. I mean, what happens if you fall and break your foot? Okay, Angie did it. What happens if we had a client who broke their back, literally broke their back, and was out for 3 months, 4 months? What happens to your business and the community that you have built? Yeah, I could go on a cruise and literally have my phone off. I had messages, so I do not subscribe to being on all the time. I turn off. I do turn off. But I had messages worried about me, okay, that I was in a ditch somewhere, okay, because I didn't answer my phone for a few days that they called me. Yes, I got to go on a cruise. And not only that, what was neat, because I'm always my mind is always working. Okay, I was reading a great book, a great business book. I was on that, but I was also watching the business of the cruise line. Hey, Laurel, how are you? Great to have you here, lad. The business of the cruise line and how the waiters in the restaurant moved. They actually moved us to different restaurants on the ship each dinner, and they were all themed differently. So that was a great example of having your workstation set up. So the workstations were set up all the same. All the silverware was in the same place. The dishes were in the same place. So even though they were in a completely different restaurant, everything to the worker was the same. They just got in and went to work. They got into the business of serving. Okay. And you are in the service business, you are in a hospitality business. So, how we serve your customers and serving them consistently when it is not you. Okay. When it isn't you that answers the phone. Okay. I mean, how many of you cringe when somebody else answers the phone? Will they even tell them how to get to your store correctly? Will they answer your consignment questions correctly? Will it happen correctly, consistently, each and every time, not only when you answer it? And that's really the next step in the evolution of creating freedom in your business. It is a huge step in creating freedom. And it is a key component. It is what the entire Make It Happen Freedom Workshop is all about. That is coming up next month in Orlando, April 21st to 23rd, is actually creating your procedures, not my procedures, not Angie's procedures, not April's procedure, even though it's the month of April. Okay. It is creating your procedures and designing your store so that it can function without setting it up for success, so that each and everything happens the your store way each and every time. And it creates a great deal of freedom and accountability, freedom for you and freedom for your team, because they know what's expected. They know how it's expected to deliver it, and they know what to do each and every time, so that your guests, okay, your customers, your suppliers are met that way. That's why it's so important. So excited for so many of you that have already signed up for it and have already committed to growing yourself. Because the best investment you make in your business is when you invest in yourself. Okay, when you invest in growing yourself, when you invest in your mind and growing the mind of your business, that is the best. That is the best way to grow, and the best way to grow your business. We get really excited about it. Angie and I were working on this seminar last week when we were together. Before I was on the cruise, Angie did not go on the cruise. Before I was on the cruise, and every time we work on it, every time we spread out the papers and get the sticky notes and start and create more content for this workshop, it's more exciting. This is all stuff we have not covered in a workshop before. So we are so excited about that. And I'm really excited about it, especially as I look back, tonight on all that you have accomplished. That is the yin yang of tonight. That is the forward, the backwards and forward. As I look at us 4 years out from the start of the pandemic, where you are today and where you are going, okay, where your business is headed and where retail is headed, okay, it is truly remarkable where we are going. And I'm incredibly excited about it and incredibly excited to be on the journey of retail with you as we create that. If you have any questions about Make It Happen Freedom, take a look at the page at nextlevelresale.com. It's right there at the top. There's a link to it. You can always message Angie, myself, or hello at nextlevelresale.com. And of course, you can ask April. She is excited to come. She is super excited to, have an excuse to get out of Nebraska. Florida's better than Nebraska. Uh, and so we are excited to be there with you just a month away. I mean, April 21st to 23rd, and we still have a few seats left. So I wanted to share it because it's so important and it's so different than anything else that we've done before, any other workshop we've done. And that's why I wanted to spend the time to talk about that as the alternate to this, because the stores that are investing in themselves, stores that are investing in growing, the stores that are working themselves forward are continuing to grow. We are seeing great growth in home decor. We're seeing it in clothing. We're seeing it in every line of retail. We are seeing growth and double-digit growth of that. So we are seeing that when the business is being worked on, and to do that, you have to step away from it sometimes. That is how you do it. That is how you refresh you and keep your mind fresh. So I am excited about it, and I'm excited to see you guys there. Because remember, when you take a step forward, your fitness structure will count it. We're going to take you there. You know where else we're going to take you? This video and everything I talk about. This video and everything I talk about goes over to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, ring it so you know when everyone drops. You can also share it with all your friends and just push the baker, the candlestick maker. So we can help everybody run a better business. I am here every Sunday and Wednesday at Morning Finish. Sunday and Wednesday at Morning Finish. But if you have a question in between, just email me, Neil, Neil at nextlevelresale.com, Neil at nextlevelresale.com. We start the program every night with a year of positive thinking. One of our analogies there for our book that April got us. And I read you the 20th, and now I'm going to read you the 22nd. You're the one in charge. I've come to the frightening conclusion that I'm the decisive element. My physical process creates the climate. My daily mood makes the weather. I possess tremendous power to make my life miserable or joyous. I can be a tool of torture or an instrument of inspiration. I can humiliate or humor, hurt or heal in all situations. It's my response to decide whether a crisis is escalated or de-escalated. And I put this tonight. If we treat people as they are, we make them worse. If we treat people as they ought to be, we help them become what they are capable of becoming. John Wolfgang Van Gogh is the quote creator on that. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the ladies, and I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a make it happen freedom workshop in Orlando, Florida, April 21st to 23rd. Don't miss it. I will see you there. But until then, and until Sunday night at 4-8 finish, look at you and you, but most importantly, you. Yes, you. You're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I will see you Sunday. It's time for dinner.